Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to this thing.
That's just
we're
what
doing
I
this
need.
stuff still. Oh, what is happening already?
They're onto me.
Hold on. Why don't we take a moment and get ourselves established here before we get shot out of the sky? Alright, that's just a scout 1, so one more shot will put him down. Sorry, I do have to hit him. There we go. Oh. My computer didn't like that. Oh shit. Okay, there's some serious stuff happening here. Let's stay clear. Let's stay far away from all of the problems that are occurring right now. It looks to me like the ancients are not interested in me yet. They're actually really far away. They're also not registering red on my reticle. So I can't tell if I'm really targeting them or not. I'm trying to save this GMB dude's life. There we go, there we go. Now they're registering red. That's right, this thing doesn't actually have the range that the normal one we were using had. I was firing it at 3.7, but this thing doesn't quite have 3.7. Alright, alright, alright. Nobody panic. It's definitely getting really close, though. And I think we have to shoot each of these. Oh, no, okay. If I fully charge, it's just one. Okay. Sometimes I am so glad we have sniper ranged weapons. My jumping is still suppressed. We'll figure it out in a second. Hold on. Because there was a ship over here, but I think the ancients killed it, right? Oh, that is blinding. Let's get out of the lightning in case something sneaks up on me. Shouldn't be possible, but it seems to happen all the time. In fact, I just heard. Yep. Okay. No, the thing is still up. I guess I didn't see it anymore, and I was just like, it must have been killed, but also it's possible that it wasn't ever in the place that I thought it was. Seems like that's what happened. Okay, so the good news is that we might be able to kill that thing from a distance like cowards, which, as you know, I now love doing. But the bad news is that also maybe not, and maybe I'll die. I hope I put that succinctly enough. Is there more mineable fuel around? Because we should resolve that. In case part of what happens over there is that we have to end up running away immediately as soon as we can. Totally could happen, right? Oh my god, that was so much fuel. I feel so much better now. Alright, as much as I want to go over there and mine crystal. No, we should, right? How much do I need? It's a lot. Oh, I have enough to, upgrade my energy consumption. God, so efficient. No, we should deal with this. We should deal with this. Because I don't know that I'll have time to go 6 kilometers that way, then 6 kilometers back, you know? God, I wish we could see his shields. Where's the other drone? There it is. I want to kill this drone. Before I engage the cloak, because, like... Alright, here we go. Let's get close and... just give it to him until he stops doing stuff. Was that really not enough? I don't want to use the Arc 9000, because we don't have to. Okay, there it is. What is he shooting at? There's a single outlaw scout over there with a drone. Right, let's grab some loot. I don't think that outlaw sees us yet. Heavy missiles, it's a good idea, but I think we've made our decisions as far as far as the weapons we're going to use here. Okay, cool. Alright, and this node allowed us to completely refill on fuel, which I was actually getting a little bit nervous about. So on the whole, pretty good stuff. Pretty good start to this video. We have 100 fuel now, which is enough to do 4 safe jumps, 4 just in and out jumps without having to do anything else, which might end up being really important. I was getting really concerned at the end of the last video, especially with us having to, not having to, but especially with me electing to immediately jump out on that overheat node. Okay. I suppose we should try to get over to this... There it is. Try to get over to this tech container. If we have the time. Looks like this maybe used to be one of the larger G&B ships. Okay, it's just nanobots. Alright, let's get going. Like we were never here. That's a strange looking piece of wreckage up there in the upper left. Alright, so we are in Sector 6. Theoretically, the jump gate is the last... Like, we can actually just jump, right? Let us consider it. Taking chances is dangerous. If we see a node with no jump suppressor, I say we could strongly consider just leaving.
Hostiles are targeting us.
Well, I don't see a jump suppressor, but also I don't have a jumping solution, so there we go. They totally just let me fly along behind them and destroy them while I'm cloaked.
Nice
Don't
shot.
even try to fight back. Okay, so this is a large G&B base being harassed by outlaws. We can help with this. We can get some loot here without really any risk. You know what's embarrassing? With basically every possible advantage in the world, I still miss, like, a surprising amount of the time. Hold on, stop. Okay. No, we're fine. I thought I saw... I guess it's just motion lines. I thought I saw for a moment that, like, effect that indicates that there's a singularity, you know, like the things being sucked in. And that made me nervous. Because singularity in the dark cloud, singularity in the nebula cloud is, like, the worst thing. Both in terms of difficulty of escaping it, and also because it is so scary.
Credits are merely numbers to me.
The, death by singularity is one of the most stressful things that I have encountered in a video game. Like, right up there with drowning in Sonic, you know? That's something huge. Maybe not. Whatever, I'm leaving. Because we don't have to. We don't have to take chances. We have the supplies to just go. Let's just go. Right? What do we want to do? We want to win. This is me justifying my cowardice. I'm rationalizing right now. I hope you're all coming along with me on this ride. Okay, I don't see a jump suppressor. There is an elite Corvette over there. Let's bullseye his drones real fast. Do the Mark IIIs shoot missiles? I don't remember. Oh no, I think we just do that. We just have flat cannons. It's pretty cool. I think a flat cannon. It's not that good against cloaking devices, but it's not a bad weapon. Listen, what I'm saying, guys, it's not your fault. You never stood a chance. just that good, apparently. Okay. I think I didn't miss more than one shot on that. Do I have an access key? I do not. Could go get one, maybe. It's an elite Corvette. We can maybe contribute to this fight a little bit while staying at a safe distance. There's a lot of G&B dudes, right? What's that thing I said about a safe distance? Oh, there's a bunch of shit jumping in from behind me. Are those working? I don't even know. I'm firing the arc.
Result.
Ow. Okay.
There's a few of them.
I'm good. Everything's fine. Oh, Jesus. I just used a bunch of resources. I want to go get that loot, but... Okay, Coke. Let's consider our options here. There's fuel and fuel and fuel and fuel. You know what? As much as I hate let's spend all of our missiles and then leave without getting any reward, I really did not see the second elite Corvette jumping in. I was pretty surprised by that. Caught me off guard, you might say. Let's just get the hell out of here. Space is terrifying. I am done with it. Nope. What am I doing? I'm gonna take cover here. Stop. Stop shooting at me, please. And we're gone. Maybe this is cowardice. You know what? Even if you told me it was definitely cowardice, still doing it. Don't care. We're gonna make it, you guys. We're gonna make it, and if cowardice is the way we make it, then cowardice is what we must do. Jump gate, jump gate,
If the
jump
heat
gate.
becomes too much for the system, jump away.
That would be the logical thing to do.
See, they're even telling me how logical I'm being. That's a singularity next to that star, so we're just gonna go ahead and leave. Okay. Oh, and a sniper drone. Things couldn't have been worse, you know? Okay. Sector 7. Hey, look, we're here. Let's not die.
What's attracting all these scavengers here of all places?
So we should make some heavy missiles now, right? I think that's sensible.
The ever-increasing swathe of battle debris, no doubt.
Yeah, that might have something to do with it. I don't know how much damage the artillery shots are doing, because I don't manage to make it here with the ability to see people's health very often. That's an outlaw bomber. I'm just gonna really run away. Like, a long way away. We'll figure stuff out once we're over here. Bomber, scout, scout. Let's start with the drones where we can. Just about reducing the number of incoming targets. What's up? Yeah, heavy missiles, man. The bomber still has one of his anti-missile drones. Let's see if we can fix that. Oops, I didn't target him before firing. Let's strip that shield before the missiles get him.
Suckers. When will they ever learn?
Okay, easy. I was about to go, like, dismantle and stuff. What would possibly be the point? Alright, look at that. We did it. Third ship. We're dropping off pieces 2 and 3 of DNA, I believe. That feels good. I was feeling pretty stressed, to be honest with you, as we got toward the end there. Just because, man, I'm tired of getting to the end with this ship and then having stuff go completely sideways. Alright, so we've unlocked the final loadout. Finally. I don't know how many hours I have into this game at this point. It's a lot, it feels like. We just finally got the last loadout unlocked. We have $36,000. So, we do need to pick up the rest of the DNA. I think that's a thing that we should do before we call the series. This doesn't seem like a great loadout, honestly. Oh, a jump stabilizer. That's right. There is a thing that lets you deal with jump suppressors. Well, it didn't end up being a huge deal, that game. So we're going to play a couple more runs, because I do want to finish pulling all the DNA. But I don't want to play the Interceptor ever again. Ever again, I think. So we could try doing another ancient weapon run, like actually a successful ancient weapon run. I'm trying to figure out, like, what is even... You know what I like? I like this. I like this great big colonial gunship. By the way, probably in actual space, don't paint your ship black, right? That can't be a good idea. Because it would be really easy for people not to know I'm there. I guess nobody's completely using their eyes to navigate in space, or at least they shouldn't be. Sensory overload, jump repairs, leech. This is a pretty good loadout. My only concern here is that we're gonna end up doing some real similar stuff. So what if we... Runs always start with only one empty secondary weapon slot. So we could, like, go heavy missiles in our secondary weapon slot and then occasionally dump our remaining heavy missiles to build plasma torpedoes and then use those, because those seem to be incredibly effective. They really, like, almost trivialize a lot of those larger ships. And that doesn't seem so bad. Weapons deal 40% more damage. What if I combined this with the ancient weapon? Oh, we don't want to use the ancient weapon. Our ship doesn't have shields. That's right. That's what. Right? No, we don't want to. So if I'm going to do an ancient weapon run, I kind of... Oops, that's... None of those are the button I wanted. So maybe we just want to play Interceptor? Yeah, let's try Interceptor. Let's try... let's buy our last enhancement slot. Let's buy hull hit points, so that we're starting with more. Yeah. Let's buy out our hull. And then, like, energy capacity is less important. Speed is okay, I guess. We could get another... No, we can't get another consumable slot. We can increase the amount of credits found, but, like, credits are so unimportant to us at this point. Critical hit chance, I guess, is something? I don't know. Let's upgrade this and that. Just press F a couple of times until we run out of money. Alright, let's go ancient weapon. Let's do it. I wanna finish an ancient weapon run because it's fun to use. Ancient weapon, leech, sensory overload. Do I like leech better than the equalizer thing? Because the equalizer thing is cute. Like, I hate to end up really low on health from using the ancient weapon to mine, right? Like, I wish I had any idea how much damage it does. I had like 2 whole runs to figure it out. Well, we can cut sensory overload and put on equalizer. We cut leech and put on equalizer. Oops. Select. I think this is a thing. I think this is an idea. And then, like, we could put on beeline, but also, who cares? I think is my official stance on that. So, what loadout is going to be best for us, considering that we don't have a choice of secondaries or primaries? Weapon overdrive seems maybe a little much. This thing is... I mean, I hate some enemies are resistant to this attack. Like, this one starts with the base shield, this one starts with the base shield. They're really pretty similar. Whatever. Let's go load out A. And... hold on. I don't like these very much. Or these. This one... No, neither of these ones are anything because we don't get weapons. This at least will give us stuff we can salvage. I guess we could have done a run on hard. Maybe the last run. Because we're going to need 2 more runs, probably. Maybe even more. Well, I'll tell you what, I already missed slowed time, so let's think about prioritizing that one. Hey, G&B, how you doing? Are we robbing them? Probably, right? It's the first node. Oh, hey, let's do this. It's possible that just running with Leech would have been the more sensible thing to do, and that I'm trying to be too cute with this returning to half every jump thing. Okay, let's hold on. What do we start with? We started with A dark matter, 4 dark energy, and enough other stuff. So I like a big shield. I like a big shield a lot more than I like a fast recharging shield. Although, maybe a fast recharging shield is the better way to go. Like, when our shield goes down, we're in a lot of trouble. So the question is, do we want to try to prevent that from ever occurring in the first place? Or do we want to, if it occurs, accept that it may occur sometimes, and try to put ourselves in a position to recover from it more effectively? My feeling is prevent it from happening in the first place. Like, just do a better job, right, of that thing. Because there's no reason that it should be impossible for me to play carefully. I know it doesn't work out that way very often, but I'm going to try for the big shield. I think that's a sensible thing to do. I think it just requires me to play well enough to get away with it. We're going to go rob G&B, obviously. You know, it's the first node. If this doesn't work out, what have we lost? Like 10 seconds? I'm not great at telling time, but you know what I mean. 1 tech container. What are the odds this is even going to be worth it? Nope, not worth it. Well, I mean, I guess if there ends up being no real cost, then it is in fact worthwhile. Alright, well, so we'll just jump out of a couple of nodes real fast here. How much money do we have? 307. We actually... It would be nice to have a little bit more money than this. Okay, there's mineable fuel. That'll do. Oh, we didn't... They didn't distress call on us. So actually, never mind. We're cool. This can't be that safe, right? Just shooting at the fuel? I don't know exactly what it's made out of. But it pretty much has to be kind of unstable, right? I guess my knowledge of physics is not like super amazing, but it's part of what makes fuel work as fuel is that prone to energy transfer, right? If that's a sensible way to put that. Hopefully you know what I'm trying to express. Okay, some more fuel. What is that? Something's moving around out there and it's not on my scope. I thought the whole point of sensory overload was that we, like, could see everything.
A direct monetary reward for your endeavors.
Weird. Alright, let's head over here and grab everything. I do have sensory overload on, don't I? Isn't that? Yeah, okay. Unlimited sensor range. All enemies and loot are visible. Weird. But yeah, I think that the completion of the DNA quest is probably a pretty sensible place to end the series, right? I don't think that there's any major stuff beyond that. I think at that point it's just play and runs because it's fun to play roguelites. So that seems like a pretty natural stopping point. Of course, given the way I play, that could be up to 100 more runs, getting the last 5 DNA. Okay, where's this? There it is. I have to say, I have had a really, really good time playing EVERSPACE. I did not realize, I knew I wanted to play a space game, but I did not realize exactly how much I had missed flying around in 3 dimensions and shooting at spaceships. And maybe we should do a retro thing and just go back and play TIE Fighter. I'm pretty sure it's on GOG now, right? I loved TIE Fighter when I was a kid. This doesn't come up too much, so I may not have said it on the channel before, but I was one of those kids who's like really into Star Wars, like a lot into Star Wars. I have read, I would guess, at least 24 like Star Wars extended universe novels, and I was like, man, TIE Fighter was extremely my shit. Hey, that's a fair amount of plasma and scrap. We may as well buy fuel. I mean, the money is not meaningful to us, so. Just a bunch of Okar fighting an outlaw base, it looks like. That's fine. We can give them some time to resolve that issue. Not in any rush to see those guys.
Nanobots, about time.
Please don't do that. It's very annoying. Oh. Yeah, these are outlaw turrets right here. And I don't know, I feel like even the amount of shield we have seems to be more effective. It's probably not a real thing, but right? Because I just ate both of those missiles. I'm pretty sure. Just straight across the face. All right, looks like one Okar fighter survived the encounter. So good work. Allow me to escort you to your eternal reward. Or, you know, whatever the heck it is you believe in. Huh. I guess they just gave up? He definitely was not thorough over here. Maybe all but one of them died, and then the last one was like, you know what? Maybe discretion really is the better part of valor. There ain't nothing brave about dying for no reason. Yeah, the downside of the Ancient Weapon run is that it makes the beginning of the run a little bit less exciting because I know I'm not, like, there's nothing at stake here as far as upgrades. We know we're not going to pick up any weapons that are meaningful. And our opportunities to get crafting materials are somewhat limited by the fact that all of the good stuff that we want, all of the, like, high efficiency gear, requires dark matter, or dark energy at the very least. What does it cost to build? The time extender is pretty cheap relatively, isn't it? Yeah, it just requires 3 dark matter. It might be worth building that before going hard on the shield. I know I determined in an earlier run that it wasn't, but listen, don't let me guide your life decisions, okay? Nobody should listen to me, including me. So my concern last time was that I should craft survivability stuff rather than stuff that'll make it easier for me to shoot people. But you know what? Those things are not actually different. Shooting people is survivability. Because in EVERSPACE, as in so many video games, dead enemies deal very, very little damage. They have extremely poor DPS. I cannot get that thing. So, like, and the time extender also gives me a little bit of ability to think, which is valuable. Because you have seen that I sometimes get overwhelmed a little bit. It happens. And then I, like, lock up for a second. And then I die. Pretty much invariably. Having a button I can press when it's time to reconfigure the situation in my brain has been very helpful. The cloak is like... That cloak is a godsend. It's a little bit of what they call analysis paralysis. I have too many options. And so I'm like, oh man, what would be the best thing to do? Maybe I should swap to the missiles. Maybe I should do a little evasive maneuver. And I just like, I get into that, what do I do, what do I do? I have too many options thing pretty easily. You know, honestly, didn't used to be the case. I'm assuming this is the ravages of age. Not that I'm exactly ancient or anything, but like all of us, I am certainly older than I once was. And maybe unlike all of us, I am definitely the worse for the wear. Alright, let's go with the trader real quick. And then I think those crates that are on the right side of our UI are G&B. So I might hit those. We'll see. It seems like G&B hostility does not carry over from sector to sector, so if we're gonna do it, this is the time to do it. Oh man, 22 crystal. Absolutely, I will buy that. I am not full on fuel, and credits are effectively valueless, so sure. Those are, in fact, G&B tech containers. There are a lot of G&B ships in the area, though. Let's head over here and then figure out what the distance is from here to the, other stuff to kill. We'll figure out what the distance is from here to the gate, and we'll make our decision based on whether I think I can get away or not. It's actually not that far. Yeah, but you know what? The contents of these crates are almost never worth it. Screw this. Let's go. Let's go find some of our own DNA, which for some reason is everywhere. Like, man, it's a shame that we don't wake up in the cloning facility. It seems like whatever the process is that's spitting out the clones sort of like puts us out on autopilot, and then we wake up like after a jump or something. Well, let's look around, make sure my clones aren't out here already. Alright, I don't see me. Because if we woke up in the cloning facility, right, we could solve this problem immediately. Just crack open an atom or two and be done with this right then and there. There's a drone server. Yeah, there it is. Okay. That's under control. Here's a question. Is it okay to murder your own clone? Like, hear me out though. Is it okay to murder your own clone before they're fully, like... Right, we all agree, at some point, the clone is a person. But also at some point, it's basically just goo in a jar, right? So, where's the crossover point? How late in the process is it okay for me to crack open my own clone and use his DNA for stuff? Although, actually, probably just like the clone goo in the jar would be fine, huh? I bet it would be. I don't know the science of the situation. But I think this flying around back and forth all over the galaxy stuff is maybe dumb, and maybe what we should actually be doing is just hunting for the clone repository. What do you call a place where you keep a lot of clones? Clonatorium. Ooh, crystal. We'll just crack open the clone high and find some atom roslins. Man, I haven't thought about clone high in some time. If you've never heard of Clone High, I strongly recommend. Although, to be fair, this is based on a memory of it that is probably over a decade old. If you like weird cartoons, try to look up some Clone High. I don't actually know if you can buy it or... It was on MTV, I think. And I know that a lot of the cartoons that were on MTV ended up with like weird rights issues. Like it was weirdly hard to get a hold of stuff for a long time. So it might be one of the cartoons that got stuck in that nonsense. Once upon a time, believe it or not, MTV produced some like legitimately amusing entertainment before it morphed into the thing that it morphed into. Wow, really? No DNA in Sector 2. That does not bode well for walking out of here with 3. I was hoping to get 3 DNA this run so that we could be okay getting 2 DNA next run. Did I start with an access card? I did not. I so often do. And I don't see any elites anywhere. Oh! Hey, you guys are closer than I thought. For all the good it did you. There we go. Alright, let's I didn't even pick that up. Let's get the nanobot. Alright, and then handle this. So we're not going to be able to access... Actually, okay, there is one. Not going to be able to access the special tech container, but we can still get some stuff. Might be able to get some resources. There's usually some good resource containers in these. So is this one of the ones that we enter from the top, or... Ah, it is, yes. Yeah. Oh, no, wait, this is outside of the field. Well, it looks like it actually is maybe open on the other side. Or, oh, you know what? This is one of the ones where you have to have the access key to get into the interior at all, huh? Okay, well, that's disappointing. Again, though, like, our need for it is pretty limited at this point. Part of what made those exciting was the promise of new enhancements, which obviously we are beyond. I'm going to try to get past this wreckage before dealing with these guys who are jumping in. Well, that was easy. What was I talking about? I don't even remember. It can't possibly have been important because I was saying. Well, let's go get stuff. Was I still talking about Clone High? What are the odds? That might have been it. I don't know. I guess we're gonna hit this trader and get out of here. This is like a very uneventful game so far. No crazy occurrences, no battleships or anything in the early game. Ooh, $500 access key, thank you. And I will trade scrap for power cells, absolutely. That sounds great. Okay, where's that stuff? It is 9 kilometers away. Alright, well, I think there's a pretty good chance that I can't even get back there before the Okar show up. But even if that's the case, trading $500 for an access key is like a total no-brainer. The $500 is going to do very, very little for us. Hey, hold on a second. 247. 244. Okay, it's dropping us a very small amount of holes. So actually, Leech is probably like a very, very sensible way of dealing with that. There, shoot, I can't remember which side of the ship. Here we go.
You're drawing fire. Intercepted.
How do I keep letting people sneak up on me? Alright. So yes, I am just as annoyed by it as you guys are. Alright, what do we got here? Shield XC Mark III. 2 of them. It has 35 fewer hit points, and it takes up a ton more energy, almost 3 times as much energy, for admittedly a pretty great recharge rate, but like, it has 35 less hit points. I'm salvaging both. And I don't think this thing's very good either. Although, to be fair, that's maybe not based on a huge amount of experience or anything. Wow. Well, I suppose we oughta, right? Man. We got 2 special tech containers off of 1 access key, and not a single valuable thing between the 2 of them. Alright, let's just path of least resistance here, right? Ooh. A lot of stuff has gone down here before we arrived. Alright, let's save all that stuff for later. We might end up with a, an access key. You know, an elite could jump in or something. Wait, is that turret's inside? Why is my crosshair red right now? That shouldn't work that way, right? Does anybody else think that's unintuitive?
Oh, yes.
Okay. That's on the other side of the shield. Yeah, I feel like even with the same shield, I feel like the scout was taking more damage from getting hit by a single missile. I don't know, I'm probably wrong, but huh. That looks mineable. I guess it's... I hit one side of it once. Leaves the rest of it looking pristine. Whatever. Alright, credits. I don't know that there's anything that is less exciting to me at this moment than credits. But we take what we can get, I guess. Fuel, power cells, this stuff's a little better. I think we could probably take a hit from a mine, if it came right down to it. Obviously, I'd prefer not to. Also, I think I'm getting pretty good at looting those, without even having to fight the mines very much. And it's probably been like 2 whole episodes since I last remarked that this game looks real good. But man, it still hits me all the time. So I suppose at this point we just go to the space station here and take what we can get. There's probably quite a bit of stuff that's accessible to us.
Who's responsible for leaving all these containers floating around?
Fallen off the back of a long-distance freighter, in all likelihood.
Seriously though, of all of the...
Something for the stocks?
Of all of the voice lines, that one might be the dumbest thing that Adam says. It's like it's somebody's job to go around and place the containers. You know, like the guy who goes around to battlefields in video games and puts down all the red barrels beforehand. It's an important job, you know? Sort of like a reverse janitor. He's a set dresser. It's his job to go around and leave the right garbage everywhere. Okay, well that's a minefield that is defending a thing that on most maps would be a jump suppressor. But obviously can't be on this map, so it's just useless space garbage. Good lord, I'm a bad shot. This was a serious hindrance to me in Counter-Strike Go. I tried playing Counter-Strike Go for quite a while, and I like a lot of things about it. I think it's a very good game. And actually, part of what I like about it is that the time to kill is so incredibly low. So getting the drop on somebody is super meaningful. Which is good, because getting the drop on somebody is basically all I have. I'm old enough that my reflexes are bad and slow. It doesn't take much, it turns out. And
Got him!
and my aim's not actually sharp enough for me to just... Oof. Ow. I actually bumped myself against that line there. Jesus. I hate missile turrets. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, CSGO. Right, but I like a game that rewards you for being sneaky, and I think that's something that Counter-Strike Global Offensive has in spades. If you can outsmart somebody and just be in a place where they're not ready for you to be at a time when they're not ready for you to be there, you can totally win that encounter, because if you get a second to take aim, you will get to kill the guy. I wish there were more games that had that sort of balance of personal reflex skill and sort of like an ability to think your way around having to have the dexterity. I'm having a really hard time shooting these missiles down. Because it feels really good to beat somebody because they couldn't figure out where you were going to be. Right? Maybe that's just me and my fragile ego, and I need it to be, I need to be constantly reassured. Yes, you're smart enough to play the video game. Good job, SB. But you know what? I'm leaning into it. I embrace it. I do. I have fragile ego, and I need to be reassured that I'm smart enough to play the video game. Please help. I just failed to hit a stationary object. Also, this is a huge network of outlaw bases. This is crazy. Who sets all this up? Like, this has got to be expensive. And I don't know what, like, these are all, they're set up like military bases. I guess some of these could be refineries, but I'm thinking, like, jumping people in space can't be that lucrative. These have to be turning a profit somehow. There's no way that mugging people pays for all that, right? Oh, I suppose we should stop in. There's a minefield between us and them, which we'll have to navigate twice. Let's go under it, I guess. It took me a second to remember I could do that. I was like, man, it goes really far to both the left and the right. What are we going to do? Boy, they're, like, real comfortable with being super close to those mines. Alright, we're all fueled up. Don't need repairs. Ooh, I will trade 10 gel for dark matter. Absolutely. That's fantastic. What a good deal. Alright, so we just need one more dark matter. This is why we check. Even though I'm constantly negative, always saying, I don't know why we're even going over here. He's not going to have dark matter. We check because very, very occasionally they do. What is... Oh, you're lucky I lost control of my ship there, buddy. Also, what an asshole, just blind firing into the jump gate. Well, looks like no clone here either. Nice. Was that all of them? Okay. Shield charge drones are remarkably tough. I guess they'd have to be. Because their whole job is to keep you safe while you're being shot at, which means they also are going to be shot at. But even so, I'm always surprised by how much punishment they can take. Man, there's a lot of junk out here at this node. Like, there's a lot of little blue circles enticing us to come and loot things. There's not a lot of not a lot of loot that's actually interesting. All right, we're attracting attention now. And there's an awful lot of drones out here. I guess they're coming from this base. I can't actually see that. The red crosshair is a lie. Yeah, it's like out on that side. Okay. Cleared off all the drones. Well, I probably want to swap out these shield boosters. I'm never going to remember to use these, though, honestly. Ah. Hey, how you doing? Well, that's embarrassing for both of us. How did neither one of us realize what was going on until we were that close? What happened here? Oh, a ship actually like slammed into this super hard, it looks like. Flight school is out after a hard slog. Still hungover after the graduation ceremony. Today's my first day as a freelance pilot. Now taking a look at spaceships in my price range. Day 3. Nothing I've seen is to my liking, all with poor shielding or in bad repair. Not safe enough for what I'm planning to do. It sounds to me like your price range is maybe a little low. Day 6. Okay, it's small, but cute. I had to haggle for it a bit, but it's the one I want. I wonder if I should give it a name. I know, Daisy. It's a good, tough spaceship name. Day 7. I am now the captain of my very own ship. Signed the contract this morning. Down payment was transferred, but I'll have to work the rest off. No hyperdrive, but hey, there's room for improvements. Day 18. Earning a living out here is harder than I expected. Tell me about it. Small job's keeping me busy, but I'll be in the system forever paying off the bills. I need a better plan. I must be more ambitious. Day 27. Got an assignment which pays great, but my current employers are suspect, to say the least. No idea what I'm carrying, but whatever's in the cargo is making a hell of a racket. Day 47. The credits are pouring in. I'll have that hyperdrive in no time. Day 56. I stayed at the station the whole day watching Daisy get her new hyperdrive. Here goes my first jump. Oh, that is actually the saddest version of that story. I thought we were reading it. He was gonna, like, get, you know, new employers are shady. I don't know what's going on with them. He's gonna get, like, embroiled in some stuff with some people. But actually, it's far sadder that he got the overdrive he was hoping for, and he's all proud, and then his first jump he kills himself. I'm super bummed out now, actually. That's very sad. I do appreciate, though, like, the writing in this game is sort of, like, understated. It's not everything has to be, oh, I'm a space soldier, I'm having a hard, whatever, you know, space war nonsense. Like, I really love, I suppose this is sort of is the difference between a lot of science fiction and what might be more accurately termed science fantasy. There's, like, people have jobs and, like, just normal-ass human stuff happens out in the black just as it happens everywhere else. Where? Okay, Elite Warzone. That is a dope name for a clone. That dude is gonna kick my ass. I wish my name was Elite Warzone. What is my name? Drag Day. Great. I miss Rattier Jim. Alright, let's do this. Haha,
It feels so
weapon
strange to
overdrive.
have to kill them. Wish there was another way.
Don't think of it in such stark terms. Rather imagine a progressive decimation of redundant copies.
Sure. Okay. We got far enough away. He had a sensor relay, which obviously we have no use for, given our enhancements. Some plasma mines, which are maybe not actually terrible to have. Maybe the odds that I remember to use damage limiters are basically 0, so... I mean, I'm probably not going to remember to use the other things either. And obviously I'm oversimplifying the difference between science fiction and fantasy what has spaceships in it. And I'm certainly not denigrating fantasy with spaceships in it. Again, I just told you guys I love me some Star Wars, and that is not science fiction. It has wizards in it, but good science fiction, you know, it's more about humans being human than it is about like the crazy future. It's just humans being human, often in a crazy future or something like that. And so you have to have the stuff of basic human life to make a story like that meaningful. Star Wars would still be Star Wars even if we never saw anybody eat, you know?
Or flotsam. Or, jetsam.
I'll be honest with you, Adam, I don't know either way. I have literally never heard anyone refer to flotsam or jetsam without the other one, so... Actually... It's stuff that you find in streams, right? It's
There
like
you go.
washed up detritus in streams? Actually, not like 100% sure even what the words really mean outside of the phrase flotsam and jetsam. Alright, well, we got some DNA. It's Sector 3. We have not yet seen DNA in consecutive sectors.
You have drawn the attention of
So-
hostiles.
I think we can pretty reasonably expect not to get any DNA in 4. Which means if we get DNA in 5, we're not going to get it in 6 probably. So yeah, we're going to finish this run with only 2 DNA, which is a shame. Oh yeah, time extender. That's handy. We're not using this missile defense system, so... Maybe I should be, but I'm not. And I steadfastly refuse to, apparently. Alright, maybe we'll get lucky, and it will turn out that the consecutive sectors thing isn't actually a rule. Because at least we certainly haven't been hunting DNA long enough to have deduced all the rules about it. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this episode. Come back next time. We're jumping into a high-risk node. Maybe some exciting stuff will happen. And hopefully, we'll be able to take this run all the way to the end as well. I have a good feeling, but, you know, being at half hull gives us a little bit less room for error than maybe we need. Anyway, come back next time. We'll see you then.